Debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, as you think about a budget, it's not just enough to respond to the proposal, but you really have to realize the importance of reflecting on the path that got you there. And the path we have been on, and the one we need to choose, is for North Carolina's future. Since 2010, this legislature has been guided by a consistent philosophy: lower taxes and deregulation. And I understand the appeal of that ideology. It's simple. It's predictable. But governing isn't about sticking to a script. Governing requires adaptation, especially when the facts change, and boy, have they. We are facing multi-billion-dollar deficits looming on the horizon. And that's not the Butler math. It's nonpartisan staff math, so we know it's real. Over the past decade, North Carolina has aggressively pursued tax cuts, especially for corporations. We are on a preset course to eliminate the corporate income tax altogether, regardless of what the budget looks like, regardless of our infrastructure needs, and regardless of what fiscal challenges lie ahead. There seems to be very little interest in finding the budgetary sweet spot. It's just cut, cut, cut. And it's not sustainable. But here's what's most concerning. This bill acknowledges and admits that our budget cannot afford further cuts to personal income tax. And that's why this bill pulls the emergency brake on that ratcheting mechanism, because we are headed off a fiscal cliff. So let me ask, if we had to stop cutting taxes on working people to avoid disaster, why are we willing to let corporate tax rates slide to zero with no off-ramp? It's just not reckless, it's unfair. We are asking teachers, nurses, sheriff's deputies, and working families to pay the bills, while corporations, many from out of state, get a free pass. That's not shared sacrifice, that's lopsided policy. And what's the justification for it? Well, we're always told these tax cuts are driving growth. The lower rates are bringing new jobs and businesses into North Carolina, but nonpartisan analysts at the Office of State Budget and Management and the Fiscal Research Division tell a different story. We are underperforming our southern neighbors. Let me say that again. We are underperforming our southern neighbors, including states that have not slashed taxes to the bone. So, for example, South Carolina, personal income tax on a sliding scale of 0 to 6.2%, corporate tax 5%. Virginia, sliding scale on the personal income tax, 2% to 5.7%. Corporate tax, 6%. Meanwhile, our job growth is lagging. Our GDP growth is behind regional trends. The promise of explosive economic benefits that we hear so much about just has not materialized. And that's not partisan spin, it's data. We are largely underperforming all of our neighboring states: Tennessee, South Carolina, and Virginia. What's more, while we shrink our revenue base, the costs of government are not shrinking. They're growing, especially as the federal government signals a retreat from sustained support in areas like Medicaid, disaster recovery, housing, and infrastructure. Those costs are coming to us. And when we don't absorb them at the state level, we're going to shift them even further to the county commission. Cost shifting doesn't make those problems go away. It burdens our counties and our municipalities, and it will land in the laps of county commissioners who are going to be forced to raise your property taxes, the most regressive and least flexible revenue tool available. That means the price of homes are going to go up, monthly costs for homeowners, renters are going to feel the squeeze too, and all of this directly undermines the efforts that we have all agreed about affordable housing. So we're solving one problem, but we're creating two more. And I want to believe that we're all coming here to govern responsibly, that we care about stability, and that we want North Carolina to be a place where families can thrive. But we cannot govern responsibly if we treat tax policy like religious doctrine. We cannot build the future on a foundation of denial. And we absolutely cannot keep asking working people to carry a load that corporations are allowed to drop. Again, fundamentally unfair. Budgets tell a story. They reflect our values. And this one tells a story of misplaced priorities, missed opportunities, and a willful blindness to the realities in front of us. There is a better path forward, and we are not on it. I urge you to vote no.